going on, everybody?
What's
Hello
up,
to you.
dog?
I hope you are ready
Oh, yeah.
for
you
some
know it.
high flying,
Man.
roundhouse kicking,
Right
You
in
know
your
it.
face.
back breaking martial arts fun right here on
Red Movierama!
I am your host, Rik Morgan, and boy, do we have a good one for you today.
What are we watching? Frickin' Power Rangers or something?
No, it's a pretty good idea, actually, but no, we're going to talk about the martial arts madness, which is kill or be killed.
Excuse me. Are you sure this isn't a horror movie?
Yeah, straight up martial arts flick, man.
Are you sure? Because it sounds like a horror movie.
Well, I mean, don't you trust me? You don't believe what I say?
Well, no, I don't at all. At all.
Well, you know what? You don't have to take my word for it. How about this? Take it away, Rick.
Kill or Be Killed. Released as Karate Olympiad in South Africa, is a 1977 South African/American martial arts film, directed by Ivan Hall. The film was titled Kill or Be Killed in the United States to capitalize the popularity of American martial arts films in 1980. Starring James Ryan as Steve, the martial arts master, Charlotte Michelle as Olga, Steve's main squeeze, Norman Combs as Baron von Rudloff. Yeah, he's a Nazi. And Daniel Duplessis as Chico. He's a little guy. And a whole bunch of martial arts fruit-punching freaks. Back to you, Rick.
You know what? Now I'm wishing it was a horror movie.
Oh, come on, man. This movie's fun.
All right, then. Let's see what you got. Fire away, Studley.
Okay, well, this movie starts off with a Nazi.
What? Wait a minute. Hold on. What's a Nazi got to do with martial arts? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, it does in this movie, and his name is Baron von Rudloff, and he's assembling the best martial arts team that money can buy.
So, let me ask you this. Where does this guy get his money?
Oh, well, that's easy. He's a Nazi.
Oh, geez. I really hate those guys.
Oh, yeah. But in the process of putting this team together, he's got his eye on one particular guy named Steve, and he's supposed to be the best of the best.
You know what? I hardly believe that a guy just named Steve will be the best of the best. Just saying.
Wait a minute. What do you got against Steve? You haven't even heard anything about him yet.
Well, his name is just Steve. I mean, it'd be different if his name was like Chuck or Rocky or, something like that. Not just Steve.
I think you're being very judgmental here.
You know what? After you say that and I think about it, I am. And I'm going to continue to do so. So, let me ask you this. He's hiring all these guys. What are they going to do? A jewel heist or something?
Well, you know what? That's a great question, because at this point in the movie, we don't know. I mean, all we know is that Rudloff's got them all at his castle.
But, hold on. I mean, this guy's got a castle? I mean, he's a Nazi in 1977. Where would this castle be at?
You know what? Another great question. And I don't have an answer, so let's just move on.
Oh, jeez.
So after about 3 months of training, Rudloff hasn't told any of the people there why they are there. They just keep training and training. And then one day, they're outside training, and they've got an instructor, and he's leading this team.
Is it not the great and powerful Steve that's instructing them?
Nope, he's not instructing them here.
But you just said he was the best of the best.
Yeah, that's what I said, but I guess apparently he's the best fighter, but maybe he's not the best teacher.
So who is the teacher, Studley?
Well, it's just some big buffoon. I don't even know if he's got a name or not. But anyways, while they're practicing their kung fu, there's a young lady in the group named Olga, and she's having trouble with her martial arts form. So the instructor goes back to her, and he's getting a little handsy-pansy with her.
Oh, he doesn't sound like a very good guy at all.
Yeah, and Steve's really not liking this one bit.
So what's Steve's deal here? Is he like, hot for her or something?
Yeah, he actually is, because it's his fiancée.
Oh, well, that's interesting. So, question, Did they both go to the camp together as like a package deal or something?
No, they met each other here for the first time at the castle.
Wait, hold up. Let me get my abacus out here. Let's do some math. So, he met the girl within 3 months, and they're going to get married.
That's the plan.
Holy jeez. Well, Steve may be the best of the best in fighting, but he seems like a moron in real life.
Well, again, this is a movie, and you're trying to make interesting characters, so they got to have some sort of relationship.
So, what's this lady's name then?
Her name is Olga, and she's incredibly hot.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. She's hot. Okay, you guys calm down before I have to turn the hose on.
Yeah. But what I was saying is Steve doesn't like what's going on, and he jumps over there to get in front of the teacher to break him up, and that's when things start going crazy.
Crazy? Like what kind of crazy?
Well, the teacher tries to kick him, and Steve turns about 5 somersaults in the air and says, "Come on, big boy, let's get it on."
Wow, I mean, we're 4 minutes into the movie. We already got some action going on.
Yeah, man, Steve gonna kick his brains out.
Come on, man. Calm down. Have some dip.
You do need a lot of action because this movie is called Kill or Be Killed.
Well, it sounds action-packed, I have to say. I bet this fight scene is going to be, like, real fast and throwing stuff down and flipping and all that kind of stuff, right?
No, not really. It's more like watching a fight in slow motion, and the audio sounds like a bad 60s flashback.
Wow, that's kind of disappointing. But I bet Steve's going to win, though, right?
Well, we don't really get to find out because Rudloff hears what's going on outside and starts yelling at them to stop. But they're not really listening, so the Nazi sends down his #1 man to break them up.
Okay, so now we got some big muscle-bound freak coming down here, right?
No, actually, he's a little guy. And we get to see the martial art teacher kick a dwarf.
Okay, hold the phone. I can already tell I don't like this guy. I mean, he's groping women, he's kicking dwarves. I don't like him at all. At all.
Well, Steve don't really like him either. Matter of fact, he's not too fond of Rudloff either. And Rudloff is starting to worry that Steve's thinking about leaving. And so he decides to go ask Chico, who's the dwarf we just saw get kicked around, to become friends with Steve and find out what his plans are and try to keep him from leaving.
Yeah, sounds like Steve is hot stuff then.
Yeah, that's the way they're making it look. But after this, we cut away to Japan, and there's a gentleman opened up a letter that he got in the mail, and inside of it is a huge diamond, about the size of a buckeye.
Okay, hold on. Gotta think this through. Who sends a huge diamond in a letter in the mail? Just asking.
Well, that would be the Nazi.
Ah, okay. Well, that makes perfect sense then. Forget that I asked.
And along with the diamond, there's a message that says, basically, grab all your crap and come over here because we're going to have a tournament. Your guys against my guys.
Oh, so it's a martial arts tournament movie. Oh, is Bruce Lee in this one? Because I've seen a martial arts tournament movie before, and Bruce Lee was like kicking everybody's butt.
Yeah, that's a fantastic movie, but this isn't it. But the backstory in this is that Rudloff and this Japanese gentleman whose name is Mr. Miyagi.
Hold on. Is this the wax on, wax off guy? Or are we just mixing up all these movies or what?
No, that's a different dude. But anyways, there's a past between them, and the two of them are in a martial arts battle back years ago, and Mr. Miyagi beat him. So this is Rudloff's way of like settling the score with him.
So here's a $1 million question. So why wouldn't these two guys just go fight themselves and like leave everybody else out of it?
Well, that would really be a much more boring movie, I guess.
Touche, Studley, touche.
Yeah, and the next day we get a shot of a plane flying over the Nazi castle, and he drops a little sack from way up in the air.
Hey, you know what would make this a cool scene? What if they did like a close-up of the pilot looking out the window, and he's like waving to the people on the ground, even though he's so high up the people on the ground can't really see him?
Yeah, you know what? Just like Prego, it's in there. But it cuts away to Rudloff opening the sack, and there's a letter from Mr. Miyagi saying, I'm on my way, so the fight is on.
All right, gonna get to some action.
Yeah, so the Nazi gets all of his people outside and says, we're about to have a martial arts extravaganza that's unlike anything that's ever been seen before.
Yeah, you know what? I totally disagree with this guy, because it's exactly what happens in the Bruce Lee movie.
Well, apparently the Nazis never seen the Bruce Lee movie. But in this meeting, the Nazi decides to cut a few out of the herd that just aren't up to par, and Olga happens to be one of them, so he's kicking her out.
Oh boy. Oh boy, I bet that makes Steve mad.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, he says, I'm canceling my contract right now.
Well, good for him. Sounds like he's a real good stand-by-my-woman man.
Well, he is for the most part. But he's talking to Chico, and Chico calms him down a little bit, and he decides to stick around a little bit longer.
Hey, so coming out of this, do we get a shot of, like, Steve practicing his kung fu by himself, working on his chi? Because that's kind of what Bruce Lee did at this point in that other movie.
No, actually, Steve goes to hang out in a dungeon, and he's reading his contract. And guess what? That instructor shows back up and takes a torch and sets Steve's contract on fire. Then they start to have another throwdown.
All right, it's about time to see who's the bigger man here.
Yeah, man, Steve gonna punch his brains out.
Sir, you need an exorcism.
Well, no, they don't get to finish the fight because Chico comes in with a fire extinguisher and puts the fire out, and it kind of makes everybody stop fighting, too.
I see what's going on here. They're dragging it out for the big finale of the movie. Got you there, Studley.
Yeah, and meanwhile, we cut to Chico playing with a hand puppet.
Yeah, man, that's hot.
Hold on. This isn't one of those weird fetish things going on here, is it?
Look at this guy, Mr. Puppet Hands, trying to sweep the floor. No way, Puppet Hands. Get real.
Yeah, I do have to admit it's a little creepy that a grown little man is obsessed with a hand puppet. But that didn't last for very long because the teacher shows up again and takes the hand puppet away from Chico, and they start playing a big game of keep away.
Oh, this is horrible. Mom always said you never take another man's hand puppet.
Yeah, and these bunch of morons actually tear the puppet up, and they start beating the crap out of Chico.
Will somebody please kick these guys in the jimmies?
Well, that's exactly what Steve does. He shows up and starts beating the crap out of all of them.
Hey, I heard that he kicked some dude's brains out.
Well, you heard wrong. You were completely wrong.
Well, this incident makes Chico and Steve a lot closer friends, and Steve again is ready to leave, and Chico says, hey, I'll help you get out of here.
Uh-oh, little man's turning his back on the Nazi.
Yeah, so Chico gives him some advice, and later on that night, Steve and Olga go and steal a Volkswagen Beetle and get the heck out of Naziville.
Well, gee, so I guess they finally got away then.
Yeah, they kind of did, but at a price. I mean, because Steve ends up fighting like 3 German shepherds in the middle of the night, and then the car breaks down out in the middle of the desert.
Oh boy, that could be really dangerous out there in the heat and everything.
Yeah, but Steve's all right. I mean, he starts just karate chopping the car and breaking off the fenders and ripping out the seats and just lightening the load of the car, and they make a Volkswagen sailboat on wheels.
Wow, this guy's like Bruce Lee and MacGyver all rolled into one. Shirtless, manly man. So does he like have a secret compartment full of tools or something in the car so he can like take all this stuff off?
Well, he's got an axe. Don't know how he got it. Doesn't really show, but he's chopping stuff off the car. He even chops the motor off the frame with an axe.
Well, that sounds possible. I love this guy. He should run for president.
Yeah, and they're just sailing across the desert.
Interesting. So, where are they sailing to, Skippy?
Well, it doesn't really say, and it really doesn't matter, but they end up living together in an apartment, and it's just wherever they ended up. But none of this matters because it cuts to a scene where Olga's new karate instructor shows up.
Okay, again, doesn't make any sense. I mean, this guy is the best of the best. Why doesn't she just have him teach her?
Yeah, man, it's some bullcrap.
Well, it gives us a chance to introduce another hot 70s chick, and she's the new martial arts teacher.
Oh, I get it, I think.
Yeah, man, 1 hot 70s girl, that's hot. But 2 hot 70s girls? That's hot.
And while they're practicing, Steve has to leave because, no guys allowed.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Hey, wait a minute. They're not going to take a bubble bath together, are they? I mean, that's what happened in that other movie.
Well, I like the way you think, but that's not what happens. But what does happen is while they're practicing their kung fu, guess what? The old teacher shows up.
Oh, no, not this a-hole again.
Yep, very same guy.
Yeah, I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but how? How does this guy know where they're living now?
You know what? Doesn't even matter, because we're going to jump straight into Movie Fight Night. Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again to Movie Fight Night. Boy, have we got a card for you tonight. I am your host, Doc Egan. And I'm never by myself. I'm here with my good friend, the Doctor of Doom. It's Jimmy the Claw. How's it going, Jimmy?
Hey, Doc, how's it going? It's always awesome to be back here by your side, my friend. Ready for some more rip-roaring action.
Yes, sir, Jimmy. This should be a hootenanny because it's going to be a tough battle here. I just don't know how we're going to get everybody into this small apartment.
Well, I think by law you're allowed to have 15 in here, but it's going to get crowded really quick.
Well, you know, in a battle like this, when there's bad blood, there's always going to be a crowd around. So we'll just have to see how this works out.
Everybody's here and we're ready to go. Apparently the ladies have locked themselves inside the apartment, and we'll see how this works out here, Doc.
Yeah, it seems everyone is in their place and ready to go. And there's the bell. And this guy's not wasting any time. He's trying to kick in the front door, and he is broken through, Jim.
Yeah, he's a pretty good sized fella. This don't look like a fair fight at all.
Yikes, he just threw the blonde lady around like she's a rag doll.
Yeah, he's trying to get up to Olga now.
Yeah, but don't count these ladies out. Both are attacking him now and slapping him and making it sound like a ham.
Oh, big guy just slapped her like the slut she is.
Oh, and Olga just gives him a mean leg sweep. He's upset now. He's getting up, going across the room to the piano, and...
It's a nice piano, Doc. Oh, jeez.
He just karate chopped those statues.
Man, this guy's looking like an asshat.
Yeah, they're getting desperate now. They just threw a guitar at him, and he just broke it over his own head.
Man, I should go down there and straighten this guy
And
out.
here comes Olga, swinging like a windmill, swinging a piece of furniture, and he breaks that as well.
I think he's on PCP, Doc.
Oh, and one of the ladies just flips him into a bookcase. He's really going to be pissed now.
Yep, he's upset.
And Olga roundhouse kicks him in the ribs a couple of times. That's gotta hurt.
He's wrapped up in the curtains there, Doc. I think he's madder at the curtains than he is the girl.
Oh, and apparently he hates music. He just kicked the piano over.
Oh, I can't believe it. That was an old Steinway. What an idiot.
He's trying to calm down. He's breathing pretty heavy there, Doc. I think he's been working out on the wrong things here.
I agree, Doc. I'm telling you, it's that angel dust in his system.
Yeah, and the blonde is sneaking up behind him. Oh, he just punched her right in the baby maker. She's not going to be getting back up for a while.
Yeah, looks like it's just the two of them now. Mano against womano.
Yeah, she's trying to psych him out with those quick reflexes she's got.
Oh, Doc, I think he just took her down with a knee to the midsection.
It's a bad situation, Jim. Looks like he's going to carry her like a sack of potatoes.
Yep, he's making his way out, Doc.
Yeah, I think this was more of a workout than he expected. He's clearing out what was left of the door. He's eyeballing the TV set.
Oh, no, not the TV.
And he just kicked the TV set for no reason at all.
This guy just has no class whatsoever. I mean, that was a perfectly good Zenith, and he just destroyed it.
I agree, but he's gone now, and I think that brings us to the end of the show. Jim, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, I kind of hope this guy gets bit by a rattlesnake or something.
Well, we hope Olga's going to be okay, and until then, folks, we will see you next time right here on Movie Fight Night.
Hold on, Doc, I gotta go take a Nipsey Russell.
Oh boy, that didn't turn out well at all. So I'm guessing Mr. Nazi Pants is gonna use her for collateral?
Yeah, very good. You're picking up on it. Yeah, he forces her to write a letter to Steve and tell him to come back and join the team. And if he does, Rudolph will forget the whole thing.
Well, news for you. I've heard that Nazis never forget.
That may be a true statement. But after Steve has left, and several of the people that were on the team are now beat up because Steve beat them before he left, now Chico is going around to find the best fighters in the world to join their team again.
Yeah, so I guess the $5 question is, where do you go to find the world's greatest kung fu fighters, just like in general?
Well, you drive into a junkyard? And you ask some guys if they know any kung fu, and they start breaking boards and busting stuff with their heads. And you can also try karate schools. Heck, you can go to regular schools because there's a teacher that likes to punch fruit.
Fruit puncher.
Maybe a bar. You know, that's where people like to fight.
Yeah, good try.
And while we have this montage of busting boards and stuff, we see Steve sitting on the beach and reading the letter that Olga sent him. And then out of nowhere, Mr. Miyagi pulls up on a boat and says, "Join my team, and maybe you can save Olga. And we can win the contest and live a happy life."
Oh, okay. Lots of questions. Lots of questions on this one. So, this Mr. Miyagi, how does he know Steve's on the beach? How does he know Olga wrote a letter? How does he know any of this?
You know what? I've got nothing.
So I'm just gonna assume that Steve's gonna join Mr. Miyagi's team.
It's actually Miyagi, and yes, he does. And what we get next is pure cinema greatness. We get a double martial arts training montage.
All right, finally something cool to watch. So they got him like punching into buckets of fire and then walking on needles and stuff like that.
No, Miyagi's team is basically just doing straight up karate. And the Nazis got all of his team out in the desert, and they're punching sand and having heat strokes.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it sure is. And then we cut to Miyagi's team showing up at Rudloff's castle, and they're going to have a big festival meal because it's the day before the tournament.
Man, this sure sounds familiar.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much in every martial arts tournament movie ever made. And while the meal is going on, we get a shot of Rudloff and Mr. Miyagi sitting and eating, and they have a conversation about how fighting to the death is illegal.
I'm pretty sure that everything that's happened in this movie so far is illegal, Skippy. I mean, sending jewelry in the mail, Nazis having castles, dudes beating up women, stripping a Volkswagen, beating up dogs, slapping a dwarf.
But you know what? You're not wrong. But at this point, Steve decides to get up and leave and sneak around in the cover of night so he can go find Olga.
Man, it sure sounds like that Bruce Lee movie where he dresses all in black and sneaks around and tries to find something, you know, going on behind the tournament.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But Rudloff sees Steve get up and leave, and he decides to follow him. And he sees him at Olga's jail cell, and Rudloff pulls a pistol on him and aims it right at Steve's head.
Gee, she's not going to shoot him right in front of his girlfriend, is he?
Oh, no, he's just going to make him leave so, he can fight in the tournament tomorrow.
Yeah, that sounds pretty lame, knowing the history of these guys.
That's very true, and now it's time for the tournament, and it's filled with horn music and choreography for some reason.
Oh, well, I do like nice dance numbers, so did the martial arts teams get together and, like, figure this all out beforehand, all these dance steps together?
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to answer that one.
Yeah. Judy Garland. Fighting for some nachos. No way.
You're exactly right, no way. The goal is each team has a representative go out and fight, and the goal is to reach a score of 20, and whoever hits 20 is the first to win.
Boy, I sure wish we could get some more details, from down there on the floor of that place. I'm sure we're missing a lot of great action.
Well, never fear, my friend, because we can pass this on to our man on the street. He's down there right now. Take it away, Louis de Bluey.
Hey there, all you people listening. This is Louis de Bluey coming to you live from the middle of a f***ing desert. It's f***ing hotter than a dog out here. I don't even know how I got here, but apparently some freak built a castle and has its own f***ing arena. But we're here for some big-time martial arts extravaganza, yo.
Hey, Louis, has the host been really nice to the people there?
Well, it's really hard to say because there's not any real people in here besides, people like to crush freaking watermelons and stuff like that. But I will see. The food here is impeccable.
Well, Bluey, it's supposed to be the best of the best. They're competing against each other, so what's the word on the street? Any favorites down there?
I have no idea. But I can ask somebody. Yo, Mr. Karate guy here with the thinning hair. Yeah, you.
What, me?
Who you think gonna win this tournament?
Screw you, buddy.
Hey, man, up yours. Hey, don't mess with me. I'll come over there and I'll bash your head in with a Louisville
big
slugger. I'll catch up with you, pal.
You can't even run, lard ass.
Meet me out in the sand parking lot.
Hey, Louis, I know you're getting kind of riled up, but we got one more question before we go. Is this mainly just hand-to-hand kind of combat?
Well, it kind of started off that way, but some of these guys started getting a little flamboyant, pulling out some weapons. I've seen a guy use some piece of wood with a hook on it and a chain, something like that. One guy had a blade at the end of a stick, just real primitive junk. Seems like to me if you're going to walk out there with a pair of brass knuckles and just go to town on these clowns.
Yeah, all right. Well, be careful, Louie.
Yeah, will do. Hey, f***ing douchebag, you want to go at it?
Come on, Tubby. Wow, that really sounds exciting and dangerous. So, you think Steve's still gonna try to fight in this thing?
Oh, yeah. He's gonna jump down here and fight this guy, and he's just kind of a big old buffoon, and everybody kind of hates him because all he wants to do is hurt people.
Oh, jeez. I mean, people like that just really get on my nerves. There's a guy I know, Matthew Tangent, and he was that way. He would just get angry and just want to hurt a bunch of people. I have no time for that, yo.
Well, first things first, Matt the Angry Ginger is angry. So, you get what you get. But the other thing is, nobody likes a bully. But the other part of it is, when he's fighting this guy, Rudolph tells the martial arts instructor that has the beef against Steve to go to Olga's cell and have his way with her.
Oh, hey, this big guy, the big bully guy you're talking about, does he end up fighting John Saxon?
Unfortunately, no. That's another movie.
Oh, man. John Saxon would mop the floor with this guy.
Indeed he would. But you know who doesn't mop the floor with him? Steve. And they carry him out on a stretcher.
Oh, no. Holy crap. That's crazy.
Stretchers. I freaking love them.
Well, now you got me worried. What about Olga?
Well, while they were carrying Steve out on a stretcher, he hears her yell, and he jumps up off the stretcher and goes to her rescue.
Hey, now that's a man. So I guess now's the time they're gonna duke it out, right?
No, it gets broke up by a couple of guards.
Come on, man. What is up with this movie?
Well, they're trying to save the climax for day 2 of the tournament.
Which, I have to say, we've got a math problem here.
Oh,
so
really?
I'm assuming each team consists of about 20 to 25 fighters on each side, right?
Sure.
And the goal is to reach 20, correct?
That's right.
Well, each fight, at the most, lasts about 3 minutes long. Is there really a need for a second day? I mean, you should be able to knock this out by lunch.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, but there's still 44 minutes of the movie left, so we gotta, pad it up.
Oh, well, that seems logical.
Yeah. And as the second day is dwindling down, the score is now 19-18. And guess who Steve has to fight?
I'm gonna say the instructor again.
You are correct, sir.
Oh boy, so this should be the big battle we've been waiting for so long. I hope it's a long, drawn-out fight.
No, actually, Steve beats him pretty easily.
Are you kidding me? I mean, as many times as we've seen these guys go head-to-head, little snippets of fights and breaking them up, this is the payoff we get?
That's right. And it brings the score up to 19-19. So this is winner takes all now for the next match.
Unbelievable.
And Mr. Miyagi makes his choice, and it's Steve. And the Nazi makes his choice, and it's Olga. Dum, dum, dum.
Oh, geesh. I didn't see that coming. And nice sound effects, I think.
Thanks. But not only that, but now they're going to fight to the death.
Oh, I get it now. So it's going to be a big cinematic fight at the end, right? I mean, it's going to be like long and drawn out. Oh, you kill me. No, you kill me. I'll kill you. No, you're going to kill me and all that kind of stuff, right?
No, it actually lasts about 5 seconds. And Olga helps flip Steve out into the audience. And there's a couple of dudes up there that hoist him up to the booth where the Nazi is. And Steve gets a knife, holds it to his neck, tells him to make the guards put their weapons down, and then we just get a big ballroom blitz where both teams are fighting each other. It's no holds barred at this point.
Oh, that reminds me of this other movie where Jim Kelly's out there with a bunch of people, and they're all like just hoo-ha-ha, fighting, good guys and bad guys, and just kung fu chaos.
Yeah, that's too bad it's another movie.
Oh, are you sure? How do you know?
Because the soundtrack that's going on in the background when the fight's happening sounds like it's being played on an AM radio.
Boy, those were the days.
Yeah. But while all this action is going on, the big bully dude sneaks up behind Steve and grabs a hold of him and gets him off the Nazi. And then the Nazi tells his guards to pick their weapons back up and take everybody that's out there and put them in jail.
Even the guys on his own team?
Well, yeah, he's a Nazi, and he decides he's going to have them all put in front of a firing squad the next day and just kill all the world's greatest martial arts guys, I guess.
Man, this guy is a moron. So, somehow they've got to get out of this, right?
Yeah, well, Chico runs in there and tells them, hey, guys, y'all might want to figure out how to get out of this because you're all going to be shot in the morning. Hate to break the bad news to you. But Chico starts being the distractor out front, playing a harmonica, so the guards can't hear what's happening. And all of the fighters are in cells that have one wall that's in between them. So they both start, on each side, start power punching the wall till it breaks in. And they all jump into one side, and the combination of all of them, they pull the bars apart just far enough that they could squeeze out.
Yeah, well, hold on. As much as I like the concept, these guys were trying to kill each other a while ago, and now they're teaming up?
Yeah, that's the story we're going with, but now they're going around and fighting all the armed guards, and Rudolph gets his hands on Olga again because she's broken loose somehow. And he takes her hostage again.
Well, I guess the a-hole has to have an ace in the hole.
Yeah, and he takes her and they run and get in a car, and he's got that big dumb bully guy driving his car for him. They speed away from the castle out into the desert. And then Steve jumps in an old clunker truck and takes off after him.
Oh, great. Now we got another car chase movie. We're getting somewhere, I guess. So Steve's driving skills, is it as good as his martial arts?
Well, actually, it looks like Steve's the worst driver on the planet. He pretty much wrecks his truck as soon as he gets going. I mean, he flips the truck 3 or 4 times. It's all tore to pieces. But somehow he manages to catch up with them and kind of blocks them off so they can't speed away.
Oh, well, so please tell me that Steve is going to try to fight the Nazi now.
Nope, he's going to fight Big Bully Dude again. And that's going to lead us up to the next movie fight night. All right, everyone, welcome back once again for another movie fight night. We're out here in the desert. It is really hot, but we didn't want to miss this action. Good evening, folks. I'm Doc Egan, and with me, as always, is my compadre. It's Mr. Jimmy the Claw. What do you know, Jim?
What do you know, Doc? Man, it is extremely hot out here. My feet are burning because I forgot to bring shoes, but as long as I stay seated and stay out of the sun, I think I'm gonna make it.
Well, the sun can be brutal, but what's even more brutal is the action we're going to see here today, Jim.
Yeah, this has been building up for a while. I'm anxious to see how this turns out because there's been quite a history with these folks right here, and it's going to get pretty ugly, I'm afraid.
That's right, Jim. Speaking of ugly, we have our announcer. Our man on the street is back again. Folks, we're going to turn it over to Louis de Bluey. Take it away, Louis.
Hey, now listen up, you whack-offs. Gonna have a little action here. Out in the fucking desert. Don't know why we couldn't find a better place. It's hotter than a camel out here. Over here in this corner, weighing about 100 and a buck. Looks like he needs to eat a fucking cheeseburger. Martial arts master Steve. Give it up for Steve. All right. Over here in the other corner, weighing about 275. Don't know when to put down the fucking Oreos. Smells like the newspaper in the bottom of your bird cage. Big Tard Bully.
And there you go, Jimmy. We're ready to rock and roll.
Gosh, Doc, I have to say that's a big old guy.
Yeah, but you know what they say, Jim? The bigger they are, the harder they can hit you. Both guys are kind of circling each other. Oh, we get the first punch.
Oh, Steve's hitting him with all he's got, but it's not doing any good, Doc.
Yeah, the bully's picked up Steve and puts him down just like putting a kid in a high chair. Oh, boy. Steve's trying again with a series of hits, but it's just not getting anywhere.
Oh, the big guy tried to kick him, and he just did a somersault out of the way.
And Steve's trying a series of mule kicks here.
It's a good tactic there, Doc.
And now Steve is jumping in reverse up the side of the mountain.
Oh, that's got to confuse this guy.
But the big guy just goes up right after him. Oh, and now they're fighting up top on top of the mountain.
Oh, and Steve jumps back down. He's taunting the guy.
In case you didn't know it, folks, big dumb guys hate whistling sounds. So Steve is really getting to him there.
Oh, and with some quick movie magic, now the big guy's back down the ground and has him in a headlock.
Yes, and they're rolling around like a couple of snakes trying to mate.
Jeez, the big guy just tried to kill him with a boulder.
And Steve is responding back with a series of kicks to the midsection while on his knees.
I have to say, this Steve is a rare talent.
And Steve's lining up for a finishing kick.
Don't get too cocky here, Steve. This guy's an animal.
Oh, the big guy picks him up and slams him on the ground like it's nothing.
Yeah, and he's trying to stop a mud hole in Steve.
I have to say, this is not looking well for Steve.
You never know.
Wait a minute. Steve is now jumping from mountain to mountain.
Unreal.
And hitting the big guy in the head as he passes over while he makes weird 60s special effects sounds.
This is a game changer, Doc.
I have never in my career seen anything like this, Jimmy. Not even your fights.
I mean, Steve is so fast, the big galoot don't even know where to look. He's flying over doing somersaults and smacking him in the head.
Yeah. Oh, and now Steve has got the big guy in a chokehold.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's not legal even in this kind of fight.
And Steve is flipping off the guy's back. Oh, and he gives him a scorpion kick right in the chest.
Oh, that scorpion kick is so deadly, Doc.
Steve is now running towards the big guy in slow motion.
Here he comes.
And... Oh, and he kicks the big guy in the throat, and he drops to the ground.
That's it.
I think that's it, Jimmy. I don't think this guy's going to get back up.
I totally agree with you there, Doc. Steve's celebrating. I don't blame him one bit.
Not at all, Jim, because you know this is basically a martial arts version of David versus Goliath, and the giant is on the ground. Folks, we hope that you've enjoyed this episode of Movie Fight Night. We will see you next time. Let's go, Jim.
All right, just let me go shake my scorpion.
Hey, Studley. So this fight with the big bully guy, does that add to the tournament score?
It sure does, and the Nazi realizes he's been defeated. And he picks up his pistol, and you think he's going to shoot like everybody else, but then he ends up just shooting himself in the face.
Well, that's what happens when you're a Nazi.
And that's how this movie ends until the sequel. So, what did you guys think?
I did. I was so glad.
I liked it.
Well, I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Hey, it is not Enter the Dragon, even though it is a complete ripoff of Enter the Dragon. But it sure ain't Mortal Kombat either. So, I say if you like martial arts flicks, give it a shot. I know I did. See you next time, folks.
Red Movierama!